Good afternoon. I hope you guys are having a great day. It is Monday here. We've had a lot of rain and the sun has finally come out a little bit, but now the clouds have come back over, but it's still pretty warm in the greenhouse. I think we're going to have a day or two without any rain, and then the rains are coming again. Actually, it says thunderstorms and then maybe snow flurries by the end of the week, but that's not too unusual. We had a thunderstorm about a week ago, and they always say if there's a thunderstorm in January there'll be a snow to follow in like 10 days, so it never fails. But maybe it'll just be a little bit and it won't be enough to like coat the roads and all that. So anyways, I'm down at the greenhouse and I needed to get out of the house a little bit. I've been sick and my ears are bothering me, so I just needed to go to my happy place. So I'm down here going to do some repotting that needs to get done. Y'all, have been doing some cutting on this. This is a carnivorous plant. It's a Nepenthes, or a pitcher plant. A lot of people call it that. But I have been propagating it, and I posted some photos, and I had quite a few people ask me about how I do that. And here's one of them right here. And it's got its little pitcher, so that come all on its own. It'd be easier for me to show you guys how exactly I do it. But I've got some down here that I took off, and they are starting to root, so that is really good. These plants are kind of hard to find in this area, so I like to propagate them. We are not a tropical region, and that's where they're from, so a lot of people don't have them around here just because, for the mere factor that you really can't keep them over the winter unless you have like a greenhouse or just a really special tropical place for them. You might be able to get away with bringing them in your house, but you're going to have proper humidity and watering and stuff like that, and plenty of light and warm temperatures. When you are going to propagate or repot Nepenthes, this is something you're going to want. You're going to want Orchid Moss or Sphagnum Moss, and it kind of looks like this, and this is what you're going to need. Now, I took off a bunch of cuttings, and I'm going to show you what I do to this at this point. Now, whenever you remove a cutting off of a plant, you don't want to take it from the main stem of the plant. You want to take it to these little outer offshoots, and that is what I've done over here. I've got a pile of them. Now, in order to propagate this, you're going to kind of want to cut it up the stem to give more of the area for it to take root and get moisture and water. And you're going to want to remove all these leaves on the lower part because you don't want energy going into all of these. And if they have pitchers on them, you cut those off too. I usually leave about half of a leaf on the top one. Go ahead and remove these. I mean, they look like there's nothing left, y'all. But it will root if you do it right. Alright, you got leaves left. Can't do anything with those. So we've got two of these little stems that I'm going to propagate. Now here's one I've done in the last couple months. And you can see that it is starting to grow a little pitcher on the end of its leaf, and that is a very good sign. So we're going to take this out and look at it. Now if you can see that, this one has already started to root, so I'm going to put it in a sunnier spot. I'm going to put it in one of my bigger pots and put it down in there to fill it in. Up here on this side, because I was wanting to add to this side of the plant where it was a little bit more barren. These plants, you want to keep them very well watered. They like to stay super wet, and even all over the leaves. They like those wet too. If you keep them wet, they'll end up forming the pitchers on the end. They like to stay moist or they'll dry out and they won't even form a pitcher. Alright, here is another one. Y'all can see the roots developing. It's starting to develop a little pitcher as well. Alright, so I thought I would repot my Christmas Carol cactus because it has a lot of pups, as you can see. A lot. And it's been in the pot too long. I should have done this earlier, but look at all those little babies I'm getting off of it. So these are just new plants, little offshoots. And taking them off will help this mama plant grow. She's got a little bloom. You can see it. But look at all these little babies. It's like a mama holding her little babies. But it's really cool because you can get lots of plants off these. Look at that. That's a really big one. She's had this one in there for a while. So here are the little pups. And we're going to put these in here. Alright, I decided to spread them over 2 pots to give them a little bit more room to grow. Alright, so I'm cutting all these long stems off these on this succulent because it is stretched and not very pretty anymore. So I'm going to repot this. It's been in this pot for a long time, and we're going to make it look a lot nicer. I always put coffee filters in my succulents because the sand will drain through those holes, and this helps keep it in. Alright, so I trimmed the stems off these to make them a little more compact. Alright, so here's the pink ghost plant succulent. And doesn't it look so much better? Just repotted. It'll just do so much wonders for its growth because it will have new soil. And I just love it. These blush really pink in the sun. The summertime, the heat, they look lovely, and they'll grow way out beyond the pot. And just, they also have another color that is more of a bluish color, but I always like the pink ones. Hello chickens. My chickens are back to laying eggs pretty good. They stopped for a little while because we had kind of the change of the season when the daylight hours get shorter and they start molting, and they take a break. And as soon as I get well, I'm going to come out here and clean the coop. I'm going to paint the inside, clean it all up. Got a good project going on down here before we get some new baby chicks. Gotta spruce it up because y'all ain't good housekeepers. You can just put it over here, like right along the front where it's just dirt. Yeah.
Not right here?
Yeah, that's good. Shavings from the guys' woodworking projects comes in handy.